So you're Carl.
That's what everyone calls me, yes.
I'm never gonna fucking call you Carl.
They don't know.
No.
She hasn't noticed that you weigh 400 pounds? That you never sleep?
Our relationship is not physical. She appreciated that I could change diapers efficiently and without any complaints. I'm reliable, I'm a very good listener, and I'm extremely funny.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Kong bows to no one. I volunteer as tribute!
Game over, man. It's game over.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Chills and Thrills. Connor here along with Adrian to wrap up and finish the Terminator franchise here with the sixth film and the final film today, Terminator Dark Fate. And again, I believe this was a first time watch for the co-host Adrian, so I will let him dive in to what he thought about this film first, because it's we're going with another controversial one here.
Yes, we are. We're definitely going on a little bit of controversy on this one. Well, I know I came on strong with the last one. I know I did. This one, not as bad. I actually like this one. I like this one a lot. It was my first time watching. Genesis did not leave a good taste in my mouth, I will say that. And had Kaylin and I very skeptical, a little hesitant on this one, and actually it left a pretty good taste in my mouth. So I'm actually very happy to talk about this.
See, and that surprises me, especially with them going the route like very early on in the beginning, like taking it back and killing John, like the young John Connor, and then we have a new story that we have to follow. I was like, man, I don't know how if Adrian didn't like Genesis, how's he gonna feel about this? Where we're killing Edward Furlong's, younger John Connor, and then we're following a completely different path. And the continuity is getting messed up again. So I was like, ooh, this one might be another rough one for him.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I don't really like about T3. Is the continuity there, because they kind of fix it and then they kind of don't, right? Because they stop Judgment Day in Terminator 2, and that's awesome. And then Terminator 3, like they could have ended it too. They really could have. And a lot of people wish that they did. but but they created the new story of just like, hey, well, I'm still staying on the run just in case. And not gonna lie, smart as hell. Because yeah, you may have stopped it, or you think you stopped it. You don't know everything, so just staying on alert. And he did. Didn't like the part where he was, he became very, very whiny. That was not the John Connor that I wanted. And just, based on everything that he's lived through, he was just kind of whiny little vagabond. I don't know. Wasn't for it. This one though, I'm actually I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad that they made it a continuation. This actually did feel like a proper third movie at the end of a um trilogy. And I genuinely liked it.
I will give you that. You know what? I don't have a whole lot to say about it early on because I did like this film. I like all the Terminator films. I mean, I was the one of us that was high on Genesis. So I feel like if people are like, you know what? If you like that one, you probably like every film in this franchise. I feel like that's the general consensus there. So I I will go ahead and I'm gonna we'll open this episode kind of quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I'll get you some background information on this one very early and quickly, so we can continue talking about it.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
So, Terminator: Dark Fate is a 2019 American science fiction action film directed by Tim Miller. It is the sixth installment in the Terminator franchise and a sequel to The Terminator and Terminator 2: Judgment Day, ignoring the events of Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, and completely removing Terminator Genesis. The film was written by David S. Goyer, Justin Rhodes, and Billy Ray. The film stars Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger reprising their roles as Sarah Connor and the Terminator, respectively, and also features Mackenzie Davis, Natalia Reyes, and Gabrielle Luna. The film is set 25 years after the events of Terminator 2, when a malevolent artificial intelligence known as Legion from an alternate future sends a highly advanced Terminator, the Rev 9, back in time to 2020 with instructions to kill Danny Ramos, whose fate is to become the leader of the human resistance in the future. The resistance also sends Grace, an augmented soldier, back in time to defend Danny, who is also joined by Sarah Connor and Skynet's T-800 Terminator. Principal photography took place from June to November 2018 in Hungary, Spain, and the United States. And Terminator: Dark Fate was released theatrically in the United States on November 1st, 2019 by Paramount Pictures in the United States and Canada, and by 20th Century Fox in other countries. The film received mixed reviews from critics, becoming a box office failure, and I know this is the third film in a row that Terminator Salvation was supposed to create an all-new trilogy. That failed. Terminator Genesis was supposed to also create a trilogy, which failed due to box office from that film. And this was the third film in a row that they were hoping would start a new trilogy of films. And because the box office failure, it ended here with Terminator: Dark Fate. I know that there have been talks about another Terminator film on the horizon. I know James Cameron is in talks to come back and direct one more film, and he's been saying that Arnold Schwarzenegger will not appear in the next Terminator film if he does direct. So there had been talks about it, but nothing's set in stone for any Terminator future plans.
Mm. Come on, Terminator without Arnold, really? No, are we it, time passing is a weird thing, because now we're in this franchise that's continuing on, and thank goodness it is, because it's a wonderful franchise. And then, but the actor's too old to do it. Like, that just hurts. That does
Yeah,
hurt.
he's Schwarzenegger's what, almost 80? I think he is 78 years old as of now. It's just what for the third film in a row do you bring him back with the gray hair and a story of him, just hanging out with human beings and getting another, construction job until he was laid off? Or I I don't see. I mean, you could always dye his hair, de-age his face a little bit, but I get that that ends up being a high cost when it comes to CGI and things like that. So if he does come, or if he doesn't come back in the next one, I'm still gonna watch it, see what they come up with. I mean, it's been 7 years since we got a Terminator film, so I mean, I would not be against a Terminator film here in the next 3 or 4 years. Give us another one before it gets too long.
Yeah, that's true. Now that begs the question: do they reboot the whole franchise? Do they continue on with this storyline? What do they do?
And see that if you reboot the franchise, I feel like fans are gonna try to compare it to that first Terminator, which you're never gonna be better than. Who are you gonna get to play the Terminator? People have speculated about John Cena or The Rock or something like that, and I'm just like, absolutely not. Like,
You
just
can't do
upon
either of those because,
no,
granted, they're I mean, both physically, like, they're both physically there, right? But, I mean, the age difference between Arnold and both of those men is not as big as you would want it to be.
I believe The Rock is in his late 50s. Don't quote
Hold
me
on.
on that.
Hold on. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He is 54 years old.
Okay, mid-50s.
Okay. And then John Cena is 49 years old. And then as we know, Arnold is 78 years old. Now, that being said, Arnold was what, late mid 30s whenever the first Terminator came out?
I think he was 37 because he was born in
Yeah.
47. It came out in 84. So he was 37, 38, depending on birthday and release of the film.
Yes. So, I mean, would you want to do it with the main, beefy character younger? Or do you want to find somebody around late 30s again and then keep using and abusing them well into their 70s? What do you want?
Definitely using and abusing.
Yeah. Because yeah, there's I mean, even this movie, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I get it. I know Arnold's got a stunt double. It doesn't matter how young he was, had a stunt double. Doesn't matter how old he is, definitely has a stunt double. But still, you got to do some things, right? Like if he's like started to run a little bit, did they switch out with the stunt double because maybe he's got a bad knee? I don't know. Like old age.
Yeah, I mean, Arnold still looks good in this film. Don't get me wrong, for being, he was 71 when this came out, 70, 71 during filming and when this came out. But I mean, he can only go for so long. And I mean, I would love to see him in one more Terminator film. Don't get me wrong. He's getting up there in age. You don't know how much longer we're going to have him here. So, I mean, I would love that, but I understand the idea of not having him back for a Terminator film.
Right? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's all something.
Well, why don't we'll jump into a trailer for Terminator Dark Fate. We'll come back. We'll get into the good stuff, knock out the numbers, the fun facts, our favorites category. We will do our ranking of these 6 films, see how we differ, and then I will tell you what franchise that we are going to do next that I have picked for us.
Hell yeah.
Talk. Talk fast.
You first.
My name is Sarah Connor. August 29, 1997. It was supposed to be Judgment Day. But I changed the future. Saved 3 billion lives. Enough of a resume for you?
No. You may have changed the future, but you didn't change our fate. I know you're scared, but I'm here to protect you.
Never seen one like you before. Almost human.
I am human, just enhanced. Why do you care what happens to her?
Because I was her.
I can see you're very upset. I'm going to help you protect the girl.
Nobody else is gonna die because of me! If you don't make it, everybody dies!
Expect a big ping, brother. The whole body's a weapon. Sorry.
When this is all over, I am going to kill you.
I understand.
I'll be back.
So I know Adrian always wants the numbers, and I added one more interesting number for you here. Not a big deal, but might get you a little bit excited about the franchise. So that I'll save that one for last. So Terminator Dark Fate had a budget between 185 and 196 million dollars and a box office return of 261 million dollars, which in today's money would be an inflation rate of anywhere for the budget between 242 million to 256 million and a box office return of 341 million. So just 7 years down the road, this film is costing $70 million more to make than it did back in 2019, which is absolutely insane.
Damn, homie. That ain't right.
No, it's right. I double checked it. No.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I trust your numbers and I trust the calculations, but that hurts. Only 7 years down the line, and ouch, that hurt.
Yes, it is an inflation rate since then of 31%.
Oh, bite me. Ah, that hurts. That hurts like a lot.
That hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Good thing we're
Yes.
not movie producers.
Right? Oh my goodness. And that whole time, I met Caitlin back in 2019. So since then, she's gotten 30, what'd you say, 35, 37%?
31%.
31% more expensive. Got it.
Don't tell her that.
No, I'm gonna tell her that. Never a dull moment in my house.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nah.
Got to keep it interesting. That's how you keep the marriage fresh.
Right? Rage baiting the wife. That's what I live.
You know how much your nails cost now compared to 2019?
Hell yeah.
So let me knock these out for you. I got a couple more numbers. So on IMDb, Terminator Dark Fate is rated a 6.2 out of 10. It has a 70% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. Here's a good one for you that you like this film. So it has a 82% approval from audience ratings on Rotten Tomatoes or their popcorn meter. I thought that one was the one that surprised me big time.
Really? That's
Yeah,
really
because
good.
with them saying this was a box office failure, but the audience rates it so high. So that right there will tell you that critics must have really killed this, so fans didn't go see it.
And that hurts. Like, I say this with all the respect in the world. But fuck critics, Like, they have ruined so many freaking movies. Like, we could have had some amazing amazing sequels. Third movies in the trilogy. What would you call that? Triquels? What's a third movie called? Sequel to a sequel? I don't know.
I don't know.
My goodness, are we gonna have to invent a new word? It's what threequel, whatever. I don't care. Get me in the comments. Um, help me, people.
The third movie or in a franchise is formally called the second sequel. Informally, it is widely referred to as a threequel or a trequel.
I feel vindicated right there. That was good. Oh, that was could not have planned that better. A sequel to a sequel. Shut up. That's no, that's not good. You need threequel. That's it. It is in my vocabulary now. It's canon. But they've killed so many good movies. And then what really sucks is these great movies, they become like oh my goodness, what is the damn wording that I'm trying to think of for this? It's like it'll just revitalize. Like people will just randomly start to love a movie. What am I freaking thinking of, man? Like
Cult
oh my
following?
huh?
Like films will start to have a cult following type?
Cult following. Thank you. Ah. Ah. Okay. Yeah, these films they have like a cult following, and then you hear from the actors and actresses about it. Like people are just praising these films, 5, 10, 15 years after they've, you know, come out of the theaters. And the actors and actresses are like, I'm so happy that you loved this film. Where the hell were you? You know? Why couldn't y'all push back past the critics previously? And maybe we could have gotten 2 or 3 movies more, you know? And that's what kills me, dude. These freaking critics. Whoever these critics are, they need to be recasted. I don't I'm in my movie mode. That's not it. They need to be fired and replaced. There you go. That's it.
We're calling for their jobs now.
Yes, we are. This is a call to arms, people.
Well, I got one more critics number that is gonna disappoint you, but then I have a good number to end on for you.
Okay, I'm for it.
So Dark Fate has a 54% rating on Metacritic, but with this film, the Terminator franchise broke $2 billion at the global box office.
Holy shit.
Can I give you a little insight?
Yes.
520 million of that was Terminator 2. Over
Really?
25%.
Holy shit. It's insane. What? Such a great film.
Such a great film. And it's coming back to theaters in August.
Mm-hmm. Guess who's
I will
gonna
be
go
there.
see it?
Yup.
Hell yeah.
I will be there.
Hell yeah. I'm taking the whole family. We're doing it. We're clearing our Saturday.
I talked Lauren into going with me. She's
Yeah.
never seen the Terminator movies. She's not a big movie person.
What?
Working on changing that. She doesn't like horror movies, and I'm just like, "Oh, man, I might be with the wrong woman." No.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but
Yes, I know.
it's okay. We can convert them. We can convert them.
Yeah. I'm working on it. She told me maybe not right away, but she said give her some time. Maybe she'll start watching them with me. And I'm like, all right, I'm patient. I got time.
Well, then she's gonna regret all this time that she didn't spend watching these awesome movies.
I told her horror movies are probably 70% of what I watch a year.
You know how Kaylin hates horror movies. Like she's not a horror. She's more of a thriller movie. Which, if you watch a good thriller, there's about 80% chance that it's a little bit of horror. You know. So I have a little bit of room to work with here, and so I slowly venture my way and then pull her and then show her like kind of a off the wall movie, just like come watch this, and then she watches it and then she hates it. And then I'm like, all right, so we go back to the thriller and then we'll try to work our way back over. And patient, 5 years. How it's going. Oh,
Well,
here we
I guess we'll see what happens because she's never seen like Beetlejuice, Hocus Pocus, nothing, dude.
Not even
Nothing.
Hocus Pocus?
Anything that we have talked about, she has not seen.
I am flabbergasted, my good sir.
I'm gonna do my best to introduce.
It's in all fairness, Kaylin has also not seen a lot of good movies. Like she's seen some movies, but it's a game we play now. Like I'll talk about a movie. She's like, never seen it. I was like, what? This was critical to my childhood. How have you never
Literally.
seen this movie? Just it's insane. So we've been doing that, for a while now. So, welcome to the game, my friend.
Here I am. I'm starting fresh.
Prepare for a lot of heartbreak. I'm not even gonna lie.
So, all right. What would you like to dive into? Do you want to run into fun facts or our favorites category? I will tell you, I only have 5 behind the scenes facts that I chose for this film.
Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7. One. Can I count today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. That's what I got. So I'm not too far from you, buddy.
So, dealer's choice. Favorites category or fun facts here?
We don't really dive into the favorites. No, the fun facts first. So since we have a low number today, let's dive into the trivia.
All right. I'll go first. My first one is pretty short for you. And it's during filming, director Tim Miller had to tell Linda Hamilton to stop smiling when she was firing guns. And I can tell I already took one of yours, so now you got one less.
Yeah, that son of a bitch came out. I didn't even mean for it. Damn it.
I thought that was fun because I feel like that would be me during a movie. I'm shooting a gun and I'd be like trying to hide a smile the whole time. Like, oh my
The
God, this is
whole damn
amazing.
time. Hell yeah. Um, okay. All right, let's see. According to producer James Cameron, there were some additional shots of John Connor having brief conversations with Sarah, but these were cut because of the de-aging visual effects were not up to snuff whenever the character spoke, which we've all seen some of these movies. We know the movies where they tried to either age or de-age a character. Terminator, Salvation was one of them. And we've all complained about it. So I'm glad that they kept it out of there, you know?
Yeah, it would have been nice to see the extra scenes and things like that. But maybe you could have cast somebody who looked like a younger Edward Furlong, because like I feel like fans are more receptive to that than they are with like the de-aging CGI. Just get a character that somewhat looks like a young Edward Furlong to play that part. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that and then have like the real Edward Furlong like in the background during a scene, you know? Just to show that he approves of it or whatever.
Yeah,
Something like
make
that.
him the bartender in the beginning scene or something.
See? Man, freaking call us, Hollywood. We can do this. We can help y'all.
We got a good idea like once a week.
At least once a week, yeah.
Usually when we record.
Yeah, that's it.
All
What's your
right,
next one?
so this is the first Terminator film in 16 years to be rated R after Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines in 2003. The previous two films were rated PG-13. The fourth film, Terminator Salvation, did receive an R rating for its director's cut, which included brief nudity when it was released on Blu-ray in 2009. But producer James Cameron explained that they started off shooting both rated R and PG-13 versions of scenes so they could decide on which to use later. However, after a while, they felt it was a waste of time as not doing an R-rated film felt disingenuous to the source material, and Sarah Connor's lines didn't ring true without some regular F-bombs. Yes!
100%. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm still pissed about Salvation being a PG-13. Like, I know what you were doing. I know what you were doing. But you know what you took away from us. And as a guy, I'm not happy about it. And you just like to pick on my freaking fun facts, you bastard.
I took another one? I
Yes, you did.
apologize.
All right, I got one because I'm pretty sure you have this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it because you took two of mine. So here we go. At around an hour and 6 minutes, the motto for Carl's Draperies is "We never leave you hanging." This may, I say that because it sounds like someone's reaching on this one, but it could be true. This may be a callback to Terminator 2, when John Connor is teaching the Terminator to high five as a way to make him seem more human.
It was a valiant effort on your part, but that is not one of my fun facts.
Damn it.
But I really did like that one.
Right?
It was highly considered to be put in here.
I struggled with that one, and and the funny thing is I added it only because I was about 80% certain that you were going to take one of mine.
Well, look, see, you got to talk about one without me taking it.
What else do you got?
So this film has 6 credited screenwriters, the most of any Terminator film. It doubled the record previously held by Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, with only 3 credited writers. And I thought that might be the reason that this wasn't very well received, and it's a little chaotic with having so many writers. That might be part of the problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying this is a bad film by any means, but I feel like the story does jump quite a bit.
It does. It really does jump a bit. But I don't know. It's either you make the movie longer to help aid in these jumps, or you got to cut out a lot of stuff. Like I think either way, if you had like all these writers or not, then you're you'll have these jumps trying to fit, a designated time frame that you want it to, trying to make it flow properly. Which to make a movie flow properly, I mean, some of these movies they make them 3 hours plus, you know, and you have to do it. And I'm grateful for a lot of those because man, the 2005 King Kong 3 hour movie, wonderful movie, loved it. It's got dinosaurs. But what I
The director's
appreciated me a
cut of
little bit,
that.
huh?
The director's cut of that, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Oh, fantastic movie.
It is beautiful. I love that movie so much. Um, would I have liked to see that movie a little bit shorter? No, because you're gonna ruin it. Like we needed all of those scenes, and it flowed wonderfully. And if you would have done that with this movie, would I have been mad about a Terminator movie being 3 hours? No, unless it was Genesis. But maybe they could have fixed some stuff, with the 3 hour runtime. Okay. All right. That's the end of my soapbox today. All right. So I got a little twofer here. It's supposed to be two facts, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it into one. So here it goes. The phone number on Carl's van is 888-512-1984. If those last 7 digits seem familiar to you, it is May 12th, 1984, the date the T-800 arrived in the first Terminator movie. As fun fact number one. This continues on. If you were one of the people that remembered that phone number when you initially watched this film on its release, and you called it, Arnold would answer the phone, and he would answer it as Carl, including the Terminator 2 Judgment Day catchphrase, "Hasta la vista." But since then, the number has been discontinued.
Seen that, and if it didn't say the number was discontinued, I might have tried to call just for shits and giggles.
Like right now, I would have been like, "Hold on, we're gonna call this." No, makes me sad. I like that whenever they put a phone number in a TV show or a movie, and you could call it and it would do stuff. I miss those weird numbers that you can call, and then they had these weird like voicemails. Like, did you ever hear about the Santa's workshop one?
I did not.
Okay. So it was back in like 2008, 2009. There was a number that was circulating and it was Santa's workshop. And if you called it, it was Christmas music starts playing and then it was Santa ho ho ho. Welcome to Santa's automated line. If you would like a baseball, press 1. If you would like a rocking horse, press 2. And then it was quiet for a second. Says, I noticed you did not press 1 or 2. Are these toys not good enough for you now? And Santa would go on this long tangent, and it was hilarious.
Not once in my day did I hear about that.
Oh my goodness, it went along my high school because I grew up in Pleasanton, so it's it's a small town in South Texas, and so there wasn't a lot to do. So
So you were
when
trying
there
to
was
call
something,
Santa.
yeah. So we tried to call Santa, and turns out you could reach. All right, what else do you got?
That's okay, because we used to, back on the old, actual, like, big-ass computer days, they used to say that you could track Santa's route, you could follow his sleigh.
Yeah,
Yeah, we used to do that when we were younger. Like, "Oh, he's getting close to our house. We better go to
uh,
bed."
that's awesome. I remember that. But like, my one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Supernatural, and I think it was close to the end of season one. Um, main character Dean, he it, I can't remember if he types out the phone number to call or he says it, and it was an actual number you can call, and just like this one, it was you reach a voicemail. And I think they said something along the lines of, leave your name, number, and haunting after the beep. and it was cool. I liked that.
All right. What do you got left? You got 2 for me?
I got yeah. You're up. I got one left
1
because you
left?
took.
Okay. I knew I took 2 of yours, so I wasn't sure where you were at.
Yeah, I got one left. How many? What about you?
So I got 2. I'm gonna try not to take your last one here.
All right, we're gonna fight. Let's do it.
At about an hour and 13 minutes in previous installments, it is established that dogs can detect and will bark incessantly at Terminators, so humans employ them as an early detection device. In this film, the aging T-800 Carl owns a dog that quietly allows him to pet it. This subtle detail signals that despite Sarah's skepticism, Carl has in fact become more human and empathetic. So I like that one. I didn't catch on to that.
I did not either. That's so cool. Nice. I like that. Man, that's gonna stick with me a little bit. Now I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Oh no, how horrible. Yeah. No, right. Um. Okay. So here's my last fun fact, and this is a callback. So I had extra precautions in case you read one callback or you took one of my fun facts, then you read my other callback. I had a backup plan. There's stages of my skepticism or my preparedness. So here it goes. At at an hour and 27 minutes, the song playing when the Rev 9 crashes through the shed at the barbecue was Guitars and Cadillacs by Dwight Yoakam. It is the same song playing when the T-800 enters the bar at the beginning of Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
I seen that one, and that was fun. Guitars and Cadillacs.
Relax.
Dun,
And
dun,
the
dun.
music. I love that song. That song actually was stuck in my head for a good chunk of this week. I'm not even gonna lie. Friend of mine, I think she went dancing with some of her friends. She was telling me about it. She's like, "Yeah, we went dancing in Guitars and Cadillacs." And then immediately, Guitars, Cadillacs, and Billy music. And then it was there. Couldn't get rid of it.
Kind of like me with "You Got Me Burning." Like that was stuck in my head for like 3 days after our first Terminator episode.
Exactly. See, that's exactly what happened.
It made me nuts.
Uh,
So I got one more for you here. I saved this because this was my favorite one. So
ooh.
at around an hour and 7 minutes in, director Tim Miller said that his biggest surprise was the test audience's reaction to the scene where Sarah confronts Carl, the murderer of her son. He had expected that, like Sarah, people would hate him for what he had done. However, the audience loved seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger finally appear on screen so much that the crowd actually cheered for his appearance.
Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, you can like how do you do it? Like what do you think is going to happen? Like it's supposed to be emotional. I get it. I get what you're going for. But it's Arnold in a Terminator movie.
Well, after him killing John Connor in the beginning, a character that a lot of us grew up with, I'm sure, who went and seen the film in theaters, you don't know what their reaction is going to be, and then the whole crowd cheers. It's like, all right, like we did this right. So I'm sure it was a good feeling.
Yeah, I'm that definitely that hits a happy note in me.
So that is all I have. That's all you have. Do you want to dig into? Do you want to jump around again like we have been doing?
Ooh, I am a fan of it. Let's do it.
I'll start easy and we'll go your favorite character.
All right. My favorite character was the T-800 played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I went basic this time.
See, and you've surprised me in every other film pretty much. So so when you said that, you should have seen my face. My face was like, "Really? Are you reading the wrong notes? Are you sure?"
Oh, I did it. I did it. I mean, I was a big fan of Grace in this. Um and I like the story that they gave her, and I'm a big fan of the fact that the technology is caught up. Now she talked about she's augmented. It's like, oh shit, that's awesome. I was a big fan of that. But come on, come on, it's Arnold, and quite possibly the very last Terminator film that he will ever be in. Like, I got to pick it. I mean, the same could be said about Linda Hamilton, but still, I'm choosing
That
Arnold with this.
that is fair. I have no quorums with that.
All right. For you, I'm gonna go ahead and go with favorite track.
I chose 2, and you know what? It's not fair. We don't usually do it, but I chose the Rev 9 was the one that really stood out to me when we first get introduced to the Rev 9 and that music kicks in and we get the first fight scene in the factory with Grace and the Rev 9. I feel like that's one of the best tracks probably in that we've gotten from the Terminator franchise as a whole. It that I can't really say anything about it except that it kicks ass. It's nonstop. It goes very well with the action and it just had me on the edge of my seat. So Rev 9 was the one that I went with. And then I'm sure me and you both picked this one because it's just it's the classic music, the Dark Fate soundtrack at the end of the film, that Terminator ending theme that we get. I thought that it sounded a little heavier, it had a little more bass to it. It just sounds seemed like a little louder and more rambunctious. So those two were it felt like when I was watching the film that I was waiting for those soundtracks to kick in because once they did, it got me it brought me like 100% full attention to the screen and wondering what was going on while these soundtracks were playing. So those 2 definitely drew me in.
Okay, okay, okay. I can respect that. I could definitely respect that. Both two very good tracks.
So I'll jump right to that one. We'll stay in score for you. I'll ask you what your favorite score was in the film.
Okay. I did like both those tracks, and I did feel the heavier bass in the end credits scene. But that neither of those is what I picked. My favorite track was Enter Sarah. I was just vibing to that one super hard. I loved it.
We'll say that I think this entire film had a pretty good soundtrack. Along like I don't want to knock Salvation or Terminator 3, but I feel like those soundtracks for this franchise were a little weak. But I feel like Genesis and Dark Fate definitely had good soundtracks. We know the first 2 sound films have classic soundtracks, but I feel like Genesis and Dark Fate were right up there, almost neck and neck with them.
I can agree with that. All right. Let's see. Favorite scene.
I had to pick. I talked about it in my with my favorite score, the Grace against the Rev 9, the first attack. I really liked that scene, and just to be able to see, because Grace isn't human, as she's augmented, so you don't know what she's capable of doing.
Mhm.
But then you get the Rev 9, and you get a different perspective from him. You see the liquid metal. What's the word I'm looking for? you get the liquid metal detached from the actual, like, the endoskeleton of the Terminator, and it's like or the Rev 9, and you're like, "What the hell is going on here? This is different." So, like, we start to see the Rev 9's capabilities. So, like, and we usually always get a factory setting fight in one of these films. It's what might be the climax, it might be earlier on in the film like this one, but anytime there's a factory setting, you know 9 times out of 10 we're gonna have some Terminator action there, and I really liked Grace fighting the Rev 9 in that first attack with the Rev 9 coming after Danny.
Yeah, I great scene. I will also um I will not knock you on that one. Not the one that I picked either. Ooh, I'm jumping all over the place here for you.
Alright, so what do I have left? I've given you character and score. We'll jump out a scene, and I'll ask what your favorite quote was from the film.
Okay, all right. I have two favorite quotes. Um, both of them made me laugh pretty hard. Um, so I'm gonna my first favorite quote came from Danny. Is this very tiny exchange between Danny and Carl, who is the T-800. It's played by Arnold, and they go into the shed and just they see all those weapons, all those guns, and she goes, "You just keep these around?" And then Arnold goes, "Even without a rogue AI taking over, I calculate a 74% chance that a human civilization will collapse into barbarism, and in the eventuality, these weapons will be vital to protect my family. Also, this is Texas."
You only like that quote because you live in Texas.
I laughed so hard. I loved that. It's like, "Hell yeah, brother." 100% true. Love that just because I live in Texas and I know.
I'm
Um,
glad you took that. That was one of my honorable mentions for quotes.
uh, my honorable mention on that one is, actually, you know what? Let's stay in I wanna hear your favorite, and then we'll go back and forth on honorable mentions.
All right. Well, I had one. It was when it was kind of a back and forth between Danny the T-800 and Sarah Connor and Grace. It was a scene with all of them. I won't go into the whole thing, but the one that made me laugh is Danny. She goes, "So you're Carl?" And the T-800 goes, "That's what everyone calls me. Yes." And Sarah Connor goes, "I'm never gonna fucking call you Carl."
So bitter.
And it's the way she says it in the film, it cracks me up every time. And, like, Grace replies with, "They don't know," and the T-800 goes, "No," and Sarah replies, "She hasn't noticed that you weigh 400 pounds, that you never sleep," and the T-800 goes, "Our relationship is not physical. She appreciated that I could change diapers efficiently and without complaints. I am reliable. I'm a very good listener, and I'm extremely funny." And it's like, yeah, this is coming from a Terminator, and Arnold plays it so well.
It's so great. It's that last bit, and I'm funny.
Yeah, and I'm extremely funny. It's like,
Uh,
are you? Like,
alright,
this guy literally learned to grow a sense of humor, just like in Genesis. Did he just make a joke? Can he make jokes?
great. My honorable mention is, comes from the Rev 9. It's whenever he goes to the detainment, facility and, he's about to walk through the metal detector and he goes, "Expect a big ping, brother. My whole body's a weapon." I was like, "Hell yeah."
I just like the response from the officer. He's like, "Yeah, yeah, get moving."
It's
I'll,
so great.
I had another one from the T-800 where, Sarah shoots him 3 times in the chest, 3 or 4 I believe it's 3 times, and he looks down and he goes, "This is going to be very difficult to explain to Alicia." So then he just puts a T-shirt on over it or a flannel on over it.
That's great. I'm not gonna lie, I have worn flannels before just to cover up stains on shirts that this is the shirt that I wanna wear. So, I get
I
it.
am not judging you whatsoever, brother. Well, not at all.
Man, yeah, I was you know what I was shocked about? I wore a flannel I wore a flannel in August. um, in Washington. I went up there to go look at apartments, and it was 85 degrees, and I'm in this, leasing office signing a lease to a new apartment, and the lady, she's like, "How are you wearing that?" Like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You're wearing 2 shirts right now. It's 85 degrees." It's like, "Yeah, I'm wearing 2 shirts because it's only 85 degrees. I just got off the plane 2 hours ago from a place that was 105 degrees." That's that's insane. But the differences, crazy.
85 degrees. I'm wearing a cutoff and shorts, my good sir. There is no long sleeves on. Even during winter, I don't wear long sleeves unless it's a hoodie. So
Whenever you're, like, high 80s, early 90s, I could still get away with 2 shirts. I can get away with the flannel or, an open button down, it's whatever. It's whenever you start approaching, 95 plus. That's whenever I'm like, "Okay, tank top is required today."
absolutely not, sir. So I have one more honorable mention I want to give you. And then if we have anything else for our favorites category, we'll give into that. But there was one more time that this film made me laugh. And it was when the Rev 9 drops from the sky and lands on that guy's shed and just obliterates it. He gets up and he walks past the guy and he goes, "Sorry about your shed." As someone who's sitting at home grilling, don't you sit here like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? don't, don't you like panic? Like this guy just fell out of the sky and now your shed's gone. And you just let him walk past and say, "Sorry about your shed."
It was yeah, me and the kids laughed really hard at that. Oh, it was great. I don't know why this made me laugh as hard as I did. This is my final one, is whenever Grace starts collapsing, after the first initial battle, and Danny is helping her walk, and so she's leaning on Danny, and, Danny just goes, "Fuck, you're heavy."
I am part machine. You're not listening.
Just I laughed so damn hard at that. Okay. Alright, the last one I have for you is your favorite, character.
You do. And you know what? You went with the T800 and I went with the counterpart of him, his tag team partner per se. I went with Grace. I thought she played this phenomenally. I really liked her as being an augmented human. I liked her strengths, and I really liked how it was played. How she, like, in a sense, could like overheat, could get tired. Like she wasn't like a normal Terminator that's just like all go 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 go. Like she needed time to refuel and take a break. And like, so I like the realistic side of that. How she's augmented, but she's not full machine. Like she still needs time to heal and things like that, like a human being. And I thought that the fight scenes with her in it were awesome. The makeup and effects that they did on her skin to make her look augmented and things like that, I thought was very well done. And I picked the T800 or the T850, or I picked Arnold Schwarzenegger in this franchise so much that I was like, Grace was our kind of savior that was sent back from the beginning in this film. So I wanted to choose her over Arnold because Arnold in the beginning was our villain who kind of turned it around and became one of the saviors. So that's kind of why I picked Grace. I thought Grace was awesome in this.
She was awesome in this. Um, I agree with you 100%. She's great character, and, her acting was phenomenal. Loved it. Favorite scenes, the last one on my list for me.
Yes, sir. What was that for you?
Um, I think my favorite was the fight in the, C5. I I had the biggest reaction to that. My wife will tell you, because anytime we're watching a movie and there's airplane things happening, she'll look over at me and she will stare at me anytime there's an airplane on the screen there and then something's happening to it. and she says, my face explores everything. Like it's not, if it's not happy, it's not happy. If they did it factually accurate, then, I nod with it. I'm happy about it, whatever. Uh, this movie was a lot, and it definitely hurt me, whenever they're blowing up, the C5, and, I that was my favorite scene.
I can give it to you that that is a great action piece in this film. The fight in that, and once we get to the ending of that fight where the Rev 9 is out and Arnold's kind of just hanging on, like looking up at Sarah, like are we good? Like, Truce, are you gonna let me back up? Is she gonna shoot him so he falls too? Like, you don't know what her mindset is, but you feel like you know that in the movie she has to let him back onto the C5. So
Mhm.
it was definitely a good action piece in the film. There's a lot of good action sets and scenes in this film.
I will agree with you 100%.
All right, so favorites categories done. So what we have left is our final thoughts on this film, our Terminator franchise ranking for these 6 films, and then we'll do some plug-ola and some talking about what we are getting into. What's the next franchise Connor's gonna pick for Adrian to watch with me and dive into next?
Dude, I'm super excited about, what you're gonna pick, and to be honest, Kaylin is too, 'cause, she goes, "Are you recording with, Connor later today?" It's like, "Yeah, yeah, we should be recording in the morning." Just waiting for him to respond. She goes, "Okay, well, good, because I need to find out what movies we're watching." All right, trying to figure out the week. Got it. And then whenever, you had, your games today, she's like, "Damn it, Connor, what movies are we watching?"
I'm sorry, I had to finish our softball tournament.
Um, all right, so, me first for final thoughts?
Absolutely, take them away, boss.
All right. Um, Final thoughts, Dark Fate. Uh, I think it was a great movie. I really do. Yeah, there was the most amount of writers in a Terminator film. Was it a little jumpy? Yes. I will agree to both those things. Both those things are factually accurate. But man, I think it was done beautifully. I think um the nemesis, the antagonist, um in this film is wonderfully done. I thought it was a great concept. I thought that the augmented, people, great concept as well. Um, and the fact that this movie was trying to start something new and go into, this new timeline that doesn't feel as forced as, Terminator 3, you know? So I ultimately, I think this is a great movie. I think that the critics were dead wrong about this one. And, I'm very happy to hear about, the audience ranking for this, and I wish we could get a sequel on this because I would love to see where they would push this one.
All right, okay, okay. And I agree with you. I think this is a really good Terminator film. I do think it was really nice that for Arnold's supposed, I don't think he's coming back for another film. Maybe a small cameo or something in the background, but I don't think we're gonna get him back as a Terminator. So for his last Terminator film, it's rated R, which love it. I like that they went that way. It was nice to see him one last time in, it's not a great Terminator film, but it is a good Terminator film. It's we're comparing it to the first 2, you're never gonna match those 2 ever again, I don't think, in this franchise, no matter what they do. So, this is still a fun and good film. Grace is good. I think Danny plays the leader of the human race who has to survive for the future. I think she plays that well. Arnold plays it well. Seeing Linda Hamilton come back, you know, almost 30 years later, I thought was awesome. We didn't get her in Terminator 3 or any of the other ones after Terminator 2. So getting her back in this with Arnold, seeing them both on the screen again together was an amazing addition to this film and the franchise. So I'm high on this one as well. How high? you'll have to wait about another 2 minutes or so to find out. So, I definitely appreciate this one as well, and hopefully we'll get another Terminator installment in the franchise here soon that you and I can talk.
Yeah.
All right, so here's where we get fun. Final thoughts, done and over. Adrian, would you like to start off our Terminator franchise ranking first? Do you want me to give my bottom of the barrel number 6?
I want you to give me your bottom of the barrel because I think I know what it is.
Okay, and like what's hard about this franchise is none of these films are bad. Absolutely none of them, at least in my opinion. I think they all kind of growing up on them hold a special little place near and dear. Even these ones that came out a little more recently. But in my number 6 spot, my bottom spot for the franchise, like you said, you probably know what it is. It's Terminator Salvation.
Yep, I had a feeling. I had a feeling it was Salvation, and that didn't take away the hurt. You know.
It's nothing against that film really, because it has a great cast. It's got good action. You know, I don't know. It made me miss Arnold a lot in that film, even though we got Christian Bale and Sam Worthington and Bryce Dallas Howard and Common, and like there's a lot of good aspects to that film. But coming into this franchise, this is an Arnold Schwarzenegger franchise, and I want him to be in these movies. And that's really the only reason that it's in the bottom spot. Other than not having Arnold, it's a it's a pretty damn good addition to this franchise.
Right? Yeah, I can agree with you there. I mean, yeah, we got the CG Arnold with Salvation, and that's it's good enough, I guess, but it's not. It's not good enough at all. I wanted the real Arnold. I mean, just for like a weekend. He could have taken a weekend off of governing, right? Like I don't know, a day, something. I don't know. Give me something. But whatever. My final thought, my number 6, um, and like you said, there's no bad films in this movie, in your opinion. Um,
No, I know what your number 6 is.
my my number 6, shocking no one if you listened to last week's episode, is Genesis. I did not like it. I did not like it as a Terminator film. If you would have made this like any other sci-fi film like a Terminator film, Terminator adjacent film, it would have worked. It would have been phenomenal. I would have loved this movie, but you, you reached, and you didn't just reach. You reached far, and I was not a fan. I wasn't a fan of the continuity errors, and the whole timeline thing. I don't know. Like I don't know. I felt like they watched one too many Disney films, or Marvel films. Same thing. It's Disney. Marvel's owned by Disney. Um, but I think they watched too many of the Avenger films, and then they were like, "Ooh, alternate timelines. We could do this. Yeah, that's what Disney's going on about now. Come on, not a fan." So number 6, Genesis. Good film. It's not as a Terminator film.
And after last week's episode, I knew that one was gonna be in your bottom spot before you even watched this one. So, that's okay. I can work with it. I will we can since there's only 6 of these, we can go back one at a time. I'll give you my 5, you go 5, I'll go 4, you go 4. We'll take this one a little slower.
All right, let's do it.
So in my number 5 spot, I have Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines.
Wow, why there?
Again, it's a good Terminator film. We get Arnold back. We get the gorgeous TX. I mean, come on, let's be real. Right, exactly. She's awesome in the film. I'm not a big fan of our central characters besides Arnold. Kate Brewster and our John Connor, Nick Stahl. I just don't think they do it for me. I Something about the chemistry between those two just isn't there. And other than that, I love the action in it. I love the Terminator fights. I like the TX, Kristana Loken. she's phenomenal. I like Arnold, of course, and I love the early 2000s aspects with some of the jokes and the lines in the film. But I just there's so many there's other films in this franchise that I have more fun with, that I connect with more. I like the characters more. So it was one of those things that, like, Salvation's my least favorite because it doesn't have Arnold. And then right above it, we get Arnold in Terminator 3, but it just doesn't catch on with me like the other films in this franchise do. And I think it's because the chemistry between John Connor and Catherine Brewster in that film, I just don't feel like it's there. And those are the characters that we're supposed to be following and care about in the film. So that's why that one struggles for me and is in my fifth spot.
Wow. I also knew that was your fifth spot.
Reading my mind over there.
I was reading your mind. You're not gonna be able to close your jaw for about 3 seconds whenever I reveal my number 5. My number 5, get ready for it. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machine. I am jaw open.
It was. It literally I intentionally opened it. That's I was sitting here with it open. I didn't think that. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. We are not on camera here, people.
We need to change that at some
I
point.
know, one of these days.
One of these you'll see all the weird stuff I do in the middle of recording. 'Cause my mic changes, like, all the time. Like, I was leaning against the desk, and then now I have my foot up on the desk, and I have the mic hanging down, and it's sideways. Like, I do a lot when we record. I can't sit still because there's times where I have to sit up because I'm on a it's my hot take, and I gotta get, physically ready for it, it's
They're gonna
those.
see me run into the fridge to get a water and all types of stuff.
Um, okay, well, yeah, Rise of the Machines. I mean, it's all the same thing that you talked about. Like, I mean, the TX. Arr. Loved her. Loved her. And how you get Arnold. I mean, he, he's funny, and he's got it's it's not a like he's forcing it to be funny. It's these machine like kind of wits, and like he doesn't get timing, and um he kind of ruins moods because yeah, it's I liked Arnold in that one, but I I didn't like John Connor. Nick Stahl, was not a fan of him. I just like I said, he was too whiny, and it wasn't the John Connor that like like in the initial like I don't know, first 5 minutes of the film when he's riding around on his motorcycle, like he's working a little job, and then he's doing, he's staying away from everybody, and then he's riding around on his motorcycle, like, cool, like, I thought it was gonna be a good buildup, like, we still have the edgy John, and he's gonna he's staying on the run just to protect people, and just in case, it didn't get, 100% resolved, which it didn't, spoiler alert, um, but he was too whiny for me, and I was like, "This is the guy?" I wasn't a fan. So, this movie, Terminator 3, and my 5 spot.
Okay. So we're 1 for 2. 1 for 2 here.
Yeah.
All right. So in my number 4 spot, I have Terminator Dark Fate. Again,
Okay.
I like this movie. I think it's good. I think it's gonna be Arnold's last role as the Terminator here that we ever get. And like I said, it was huge for me getting Arnold and Linda Hamilton back on screen together. But it's one of those things to where, like, I think if we would have got a sequel to this and we could have seen where else they would have went with it, this could have possibly been higher. But as a standalone film, you kill John Connor in the beginning, and then it takes a totally different turn. Arnold doesn't show up until an hour into a 2-hour film, which I get. We have to introduce Danny and Grace and bring back Sarah Connor and follow their story for a little bit before we're introduced and Arnold is brought back. But I mean, there's 2 films 100% that I can't put these films above, and then there's one other film that I just have more fun with in this franchise. So Dark Fate kind of just falls right there in the middle of the bottom 3.
Okay. Okay. I can accept.
Or technically, it's in the top of the bottom 3, but it's in the middle of the franchise towards the lower half.
Correct. That could not have been any more clearer or not clearer at the same time. It works.
It's in the 4th spot out of 6 films, damn it. That's where it's at.
Just give you a
There's
hard time,
6
buddy.
films. There's 6 films. You split it into 2 parts. It's in the number 1 spot of the bottom 3.
There you go. See, you got it. Um, my number 4 is Dark Fate as well. Right? It's really just 2 films that we're fighting over that we're not with. Um, so Dark Fate, I loved Mackenzie Davis in it as Grace. I loved the augmented, people. I like that it showed um the war, it showed after the nukes fell and after humanity or after the robots took over. Like that's awesome. That's what I love. That is my jam. But and I love that these Rev 9s, I loved what they were doing with their liquid forms. Like if you watch the Venom movies and they were moving kind of like Venom, and then me and Jonah, we love the Venom movies. Like we're big Venom fans. And whenever we saw that initially, it's like, oh, they got robots acting like Venom now. I was like, oh, dude, sick. Like loved it. And then Grace, whenever she got hurt in there, and they're pulling her through the hallway, she's like, I volunteered to be augmented. It's like, I love that you can do that. Like, I mean, I don't know. I loved a lot of things about this film, and so it's my number 4.
All right. Well, I know this is the one that we differ on. So
Big time.
this one is in your 6th spot, and my number 6, I'm guessing, is probably in your 3 spot. But we'll get to that. So my number
Yeah.
3 spot is Terminator Genesis, because I love this film. Emilia Clarke, fantastic. I loved her playing Sarah Connor. I thought she did a very good job. I like Jai Courtney. I've always been a fan of those two as actors. And of course, after Salvation kind of left a bad taste in my mouth with not having Arnold. We get Arnold back in this, and he's joking around. The action is awesome. And the only thing that kills me for this film is the character of John Connor, who we get to play John Connor. He absolutely just doesn't. No, Jason Clarke does not do it for me, and that is the only thing that kills Genesis for me. I like the ideas that they had. I wish they could have expanded on them, maybe done a little more. I wish it would have been rated R. We would have got a little bit more violence. But out of the 4 films I've mentioned so far, Terminator Genesis is my favorite. I know a lot of people have problems with it and aren't going to agree, but
Mhm.
there's something about it that I just like, and I have a good time with it when I put it on. So that is in my bronze medal. It's in my 3 spot.
Okay, I can accept it. Am I happy about it? No, but we all, you can't choose your friends. But that being said, um, I didn't really have too big a problem with Genesis, as a film, but I've already been in that. My number 3, as you were correct, Salvation. Salvation. I loved Salvation. Why did I love Salvation? Because it played into some of the things I love, the dystopian future, the post-apocalyptic war going on. I love that. That is my jam. I am a big fan of stuff like that, like zombie films. I mean, we talked about this during the Salvation episode. Post-apocalyptic zombie films. That's awesome to me. I love those. um, and robots taking over, aliens taking over, all of that. Put humanity as the underdog in these movies where you destroy the world and humanity has to rise up. Love it. That you will always get me sitting in those seats. Um, like the show The Last of Us. Oh, love that show. Video game first. It's one of my top 10 video games of all time, so I could play over and over again. Love it so much. Salvation, great casting. I mean, Bryce Howard, but I'll accept her. Christian Bale makes up for it. So, um, it's got Common. It's got Terry Crews. He plays a dead guy. What? Um,
For 13 seconds.
yeah, for solid 13 seconds, you get Terry Crews dead, and then you wonder, was that fucking Terry Crews? It's great. Salvation, loved it. Number 3, and here is your number 2 is gonna be what decides the flow of the rest of this conversation.
Well, I will tell you right now that my number 2 spot is the 1984 original The Terminator, and it always has been number 2 in this franchise. I don't think that'll ever change. It's it's the film that introduced the world to Arnold Schwarzenegger and made him a massive movie star. He had done a couple prior to that, but this is the one that really put him on the map. And Michael Biehn, Arnold
Mhm.
Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, James Cameron knocking this film out of the park. It's an all around. It's damn near a perfect film, and I literally can't say anything bad about it. It's rated R. There's some good kills in it. There's some good action in it, and it's one of the greatest action films of all times. It's more of an action horror than the rest of this franchise is. Kind of like an action like stalker film with the T-800 being stalking Sarah Connor around, and there's the sequel that I will talk about when I get to my number 1 is the only reason that the original film could ever possibly be in the number 2 spot. But I will get to that here in a minute. So the original Terminator is in my number 2 spot.
And I can accept that because I don't think you can go wrong with 1 or 2. Um, that being said, Terminator, the original, is also in my number 2. That is insane.
I had a
Loved,
feeling.
right? Right? Because I'm playing into the same method that we had for the Alien and Aliens, ranking. They're 2 different. I mean, they're the same. I mean, they're sequels, like the original and the sequel, but one is in a different genre. The first one, sci-fi horror. Second one, sci-fi action. It's hard. It is so hard. I will go back and forth all day on which one between Alien and Aliens, which one is best. We're talking about Terminator. Same thing. I can go back and forth. I spoiler alert, my number 2, my number 1, I mean, I got some strong feelings for it. But I'll go into that one. I mean, I don't know if you can tell which one it is, but we'll leave that be. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan of the horror genre. The original Terminator plays definitely into that, but I don't know, what else can you say about it? It's a near perfect movie, and I've met Michael Biehn. He's a damn good, nice guy. Loved it. End of story.
See, I am jealous for that reason exactly. I have not met him. I am not with you on that one.
I his son was there, like, his wife was there, and his son was there, and his son was just sitting in the like, behind the table, as his mom was signing autographs, and his dad was signing autographs because 'cause they're both, two well-known actors and actresses. Um, and their son is just opening up Pokemon cards the whole time, and it was hilarious to me. Alright, so what's your
The good
number
old
1, buddy? I'm
days.
dying to know.
I feel like anybody who knows this franchise, they know what number 1 is gonna be. and it's highly regarded as the greatest action film of all time, and for good reason. It's Terminator 2: Judgment Day. It's Arnold comes around to kind of being bigger and better than ever in this film. You know, he in the first one he was our antagonist, and in this one he's our good guy. He's our savior. You got Edward Furlong as John Connor, probably the best John Connor we've ever had, and we get Robert Patrick as the T-1000, probably the best villain we've ever had in this franchise. This is probably the best that Arnold's ever been. We get uh Linda Hamilton back as Sarah Connor in this one, probably the best she's been in the franchise. And this film is 2.5 hours of absolute fun. It's absolutely a blast. I can't wait for it to be re-released in theaters this year to go see it, because I have never seen it in theaters as it's come out before my time. So that'll be an amazing film to see in theaters. You just can't top this film. Everything that the first one did, this one took and multiplied it and did it bigger and better. And it's this one is probably a perfect film. If you think Terminator is almost perfect, just like Alien is almost a perfect film, then Aliens and Terminator 2 are perfect films. They just can't be beat.
Yep. I can agree with you there. My number one is Terminator 2. Uh Wonderful films. It is Terminator 2, it's got, it's comedic, it gets dark at times, um it's got the cursing. I like the cursing in a movie, you know? As long as it doesn't go, overboard. Some movies they curse a little too much, I will say that. This one, mwah, chef's kiss, perfect amount of cursing. It's got the action, the hasta la vista, baby. It's got all the good shit. Perfect film, I will say that. Um, and it's got Butt Crack Man. Already explained what that is. If you don't know who that is, go back to the Terminator 2 episode. I explain it in length. Um, my wife was also passing by the, the studio, so I had to say it too. But I love Terminator 2. I've seen Terminator 2 more than I have seen Terminator 1. And what having the kids watch these movies with us as we're watching it for the podcast, and just because they have to have their history lessons in good film, as we do in this household. uh Watching them watch this film, it just brought such warmth to me, because the Terminator 1, they loved it. They're like, oh my goodness, he's a robot, like, it just loved it. And then you go into Terminator 2, they're laughing about it. They're loving the action. They're loving the John Wayne reload, on the motorcycle. Oh man, all of us had our jaws open on that scene. Um, it's such a wonderful film. It really is, and I can't say enough good things about it. So there we are. There's my ranking: Genesis, Terminator 3, Dark Fate, Salvation, Terminator 1, and top of the list, Terminator 2.
It's crazy because we only differ on one. I have Terminator Salvation, Terminator 3, Dark Fate, Genesis, The Terminator, and Terminator 2. So we were very close come to this franchise, but I feel like we were pretty high on all of these films. We gave them some good respect. So I mean, even that bottom spot, Salvation, I like that film a lot. So I'm not gonna say anything bad about
That's fair. Um, I mean, because all I did was shit talk yours.
it. I know. You spouted off some hate towards Genesis, but I'll let it be, because like I said during that episode, one of these weeks we're gonna do a film that you really like and that I don't, and I'm just gonna shit on it like you do the ones I like and you don't. I'm gonna get some payback.
I'm so ready for it, man.
All right, so before I tell you what we are jumping into next, would you like to give us a little plugola quick?
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey everybody, please join me, my wife and I on our little show, the Make Me Believe podcast, which by the time this episode airs, you will hear the new intro that we have created, and it's a couple episodes in with it, and it is absolutely beautiful. Check it out. I think it adds a little bit, and there's a little outro now too as well. So check us out. It's a show where I didn't even explain the premise. It is a show where I have to I read my wife some scary stories in efforts of making her believe in the paranormal, supernatural, and frankly anything that goes bump in the night. So check it out. Uh, I'm kind of funny on there. She's also a handful. So um, yeah, that's about it. Thanks, guys.
All right, absolutely check them out. So Kaylin, this is for you. This part of the podcast is for you. So, Adrian, I'm going to tell you what my thought process was here and why I struggled so much. Because you told me about, I don't know, probably about 12 episodes ago, somewhere around there, that you missed having kill counts, that you needed some kill counts in your life.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay. I was just like, I was like, what are some franchises I like that, that give us some good kill counts? And I was like, I really want to do the Child's Play franchise. I really like Chucky. We can get some good laughs. But then I was like, no, well, we can hold off on that one for now. We'll see. And then I was like, maybe Terrifier, really gory, high kill counts. Art the Clown, he's funny, some good laughs. And then I was like, no, I'm not feeling that either. I was like, you know what? I think I want to do another franchise that I grew up on as a kid that is still producing films to this day. There's another one in production, and that's jumping into the Scream franchise.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited for that.
I had just watched one the other day, and I was like, you know what? I think this will be a good one. We'll give Adrian some good continuity that he can't complain about.
Watch me.
With some kill counts. And we'll run through those 7 films with the 8th one on the way.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
So that is what we will be doing for the next 7 weeks on here. So you can tell Kaylin we figured it out. This is what we're going to be watching, and see what she says.
I know she'll love that. She actually likes the Scream movies. I say that, not that the Scream movies are bad. I love the Scream movies. I'm saying that as in the fact that she doesn't really like, horror movies and all that. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised that she liked the Scream movies. I came home one day and she had a Scream movie marathon, and it was fantastic. And so looks like we're going to be doing it again. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I have them all on my Vudu.
Hell yeah.
So you don't have to waste money renting them.
Bro, we got them all anyways.
Hey, I know that's right. So before we get out of here, thank you for indulging me on the Terminator franchise. I know you chose it, but it's something we both definitely grew up on. So I appreciate you joining me on this one, and continuing to join me, as we continue to go movie to movie and franchise to franchise.
Of course. I am so happy to join you on this podcast. Thank you for having me. There's just something about watching these movies that just I don't know. I mean, it's homework, but it's not homework. Like I get to sit back, watch these movies that I grew up with, and hit that nostalgia button and do a little deeper dive. Because some movies I haven't seen since I was a kid, or some movies I haven't seen in 5-10 years, and you get that nice little revival of it. It's just you feel like a kid again, and so I want to thank you for that. Thank you, Connor.
Absolutely, I'm here for it. So again, before we get out of here, check out the Make Me Believe podcast. Absolutely go give them a follow and some listens. And thank Adrian for being here with me. Thank anyone who's out there listening. We are starting the Scream franchise on our next episode, but until next time.
See ya.
Even without a rogue AI taking over, I calculate a 74% chance that human civilization will collapse into barbarism. In that eventuality, these weapons will be vital to protect my family. Also, this is Texas.